Damien Leone's Terrifier was probably one of the most gruesomest, goriest films I have ever seen. But what about its sequel from last year? Since it's just been a little over a year since it came out last October, I decided to make this review of the follow up spoiler free. So here it is, my review of Terrifier 2. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Noel, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a special spoiler-free review of the 2022 slasher-splatter flick, Terrifier 2, released by Blade Disgusting for Dark Age Cinema and Fuzz on the Lens Productions. Written, directed, edited, and produced by Damien Leone, a sequel to the 2016 film. The second movie centered solely around Art the Clown, and third feature-length film to feature the character overall with All Hallows Eve. And it's the fourth movie and sixth overall installment in the Terrifier franchise, counting the short films. It includes the return of David Howard Thornton and Samantha Scaffidi, who respectively portrayed Art and Victoria Hayes in the first film, along with Lauren LaVera, Elliott Fullam, Sarah Voigt, Kailey Hyman, and Casey Hartnett. This time around, it follows Art's resurrection and pursuit of a teenager named Sienna Shaw and her younger brother Jonathan on Halloween night, a year after the events of the first film. Yeah. Now, if you haven't seen my review of the first Terrifier film, I would appreciate it if you click on that card. That'll take you to the video just in case you might have missed it, or if you want to see it again if you'd like. Now, this film premiered last October at Fright Fest, but it got a big release last October on October 6th. So it's just been a year and, let me see, about 2 weeks, a year and 2 weeks since it came out. So I'm going to still do it as a spoiler free review. And let me tell you, a lot of people consider this to be an improvement over its predecessor. While we start out at the end of just a little bit after the first film's ending, after being resurrected by an unknown entity following the Miles County massacre, Art the Clown brutally murders the coroner investigating his body with a hammer in the one that was working on in the end of the first film, and goes to the laundromat to clean his garments and encounters the little pale girl, a mysterious sinister entity in similar clown attire. Well, and a lone patron sees Art interacting with her, who is invisible to him before being killed by Art. A year later, Sienna Shaw puts the finishing touches on her Halloween costume, an angel warrior that was designed for her by her father, who recently died after a brain tumor. Her younger brother Jonathan wants to dress as Art for Halloween and has become fixated on him since discovering sketches of him and his victims from the Miles County massacre in their father's sketchbook. That night, Sienna has a nightmare where she encounters Art and awakens to a fire on her dresser, which destroys the wings that were needed for her costume, while a sword that was a gift to her from her father remains unscathed. Well, on Halloween, Jonathan sees Art and the little pale girl at school playing with a dead possum. While Sienna has a panic attack with her when her friends Allie and Brooke discuss Victoria Hayes' meltdown and mutilation of controversial talk show host Monica Brown. While Sienna and Allie go to the costume shop to buy a replacement pair of wings, where they encounter Art, and he kills the shop vendor and later breaks into Allie's home, where he brutally maims her. Allie's mother is killed when she discovers her daughter's still living body. But anyway, yes. Things take a real big turn, why have you. More kills occur, and of course we go on to the end in a Halloween party, and then a little haunted attraction for the final act. But that's all of the story I'm going to give to you of this. So, because this is a spoiler-free review, so this is not, all the movie. So here's my thoughts on the film. I thought it was pretty bloody and disgusting, but still an improvement over the first film and what have you. Now, the film originated from a feature film concept Leone began developing shortly after filming his directorial debut short film called The Ninth Circle in 2009. The concept of the planned film focused heavily on an angel dressed heroine and ultimately fell apart. Following its predecessor's release, Leone wanted to bring the heroine back. She would evolve into Sienna, someone Leone describes as the heart and soul of the film. Leone spent 3 months writing a character driven screenplay following criticism of the first film's perceived lack of narrative. While funding was exacting as the script was more ambitious than the first film and required a bigger budget, Leone secured finances from private investors prior to filming, and he launched an Indiegogo campaign with a $50,000 goal to produce a practical effects driven scene. And the campaign was a massive success, reaching over 430% of the initial goal with a donation total of $250,000, and it is one of the numerous films impacted by the pandemic, with principal photography coming to a halt in mid 2020 due to the pandemic. Now, when it was released, it was well received by everyone, by the critics, with particular praise for LaVera and Thornton's performances. Though the film's runtime received some criticism, the film's runtime was over 2 hours, 138 minutes to be exact. But hey, this wasn't the first time a horror film was over that runtime. Because you know that the It remake and the two remakes of It Chapter One and Chapter Two were over 2 hours. But nevertheless, many critics considered the film to be an improvement over its predecessor. Now, I really liked the performances of the cast. I especially did love Lauren LaVera's performance as Sienna. And I loved her in her Angel Warrior costume. It was so incredible, beautiful, and badass. Elliott Fullam played Jonathan. He was good. But David Howard Thornton once again nails it as art. He is still good. Emily McLean played the little pale girl. Sarah Voigt played Barbara Shaw, Sienna Jonathan's mother, who really dies a gruesome death. But I won't tell you how that goes. See the movie. Kailey Hyman plays Brooke, and Casey Hartnett plays Allie. Charlie McElveen played Brooke's boyfriend Jeff. So anyway, yeah, not too bad. We also have Samantha Scaffidi back as Victoria, whom we actually see in the mid-credit sequence. That's what I'll just tell you and what have you. There is a mid-credit sequence. And of course, we also have a special appearance by, well, world-famous wrestler and rock musician Chris Jericho. You may know him best. Well, I've told you may know him best from the wrestling and what have you, as well as the rock band Fozzy. Yeah. Anyway, this film was just so incredible. I mean, this easily surpasses my liking of the first film. I rented it earlier this year and I rewatched it again. It's actually currently available on Prime for subscribers after it was recently shown for a short time on Tubi and Peacock earlier this year. Following its release, there were several reports of viewers hurling up and throwing up and fainting during their screens of it, with one instance allegedly having emergency services being called. Well, speaking on the audience reactions to this, Leone remarked, "Listen, I would have loved to have a couple of walkouts. I think that's sort of a badge of honor because it is an intense movie. I don't want people fainting, getting hurt during the movie, but it's surreal. Hey, that's understandable." The reviews of it's pretty good. It sits at 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, saying that it outdoes the original in every way, which makes it bad news for the squeamish but a bloody good time for genre enthusiasts. Common Sense Media described the characters as memorable, particularly Sienna due to her character development. The reviewer says human life starts to matter more here than it did in the first film. IGN stated the film has underdeveloped subplots and themes, and noted as an improvement over the original film and highlighted the performance of Miss LaVera, writing that she rules as Sienna in her angel wing fantasy armor as a final girl fighting for family, facing her demons, and screaming bloody war cries in Art's mocking face. Anyway, there's lots of others and what have you, so I think it's pretty good. Now, one reviewer from Variety commended the film for effectively capturing the look and feel of 70s and 80s slasher films as well as the soundtrack and special effects, but was critical of the relentless brutality and unsympathetic characters. But hey, that's understanding. But I still thought it was good. It actually went on to be nominated for 4 Fangoria Chainsaw Awards this year, where it won all 4 of them, including Best Limited Release Movie, Best Kill, Best Makeup Effects for Mr. Leone, and the Actor's Eyeball Award, which went to Miss LaVera. Anyway, the film did so well for an independent release, it went on to make about 15 million here in the US. It really became a surprise. Anyway, it's done so well, and of course, the film is also currently available for Screenbox subscribers as well. The score from Rostislav Vianchuk, if I mispronounced that, I apologize, and Paul Wiley was very good. Anyway, and there currently is a third film in development which will be released next year. And speaking of that, we will get a little sneak preview of what that film is going to be like. I've read somewhere that the first trailer for Terrifier 3 will be featured with a special re-release of Terrifier 2 when it comes back to theaters next week. So I hope for the best. It turned out to be a good one. Anyway, Terrifier 2 was just so scary, bloody, and what have you. The good cast and what have you. Lots of good bloody kills and tons of gory stuff. Boy, I was eating dinner when I first watched this, but be thankful I didn't get sick. Because I wasn't eating when those kills were occurring. You know what I'm saying? And since this was a new film, when I first saw it, I did give it a score on Letterboxd. So for my score, I give Terrifier 2 4.5 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 9. Yeah. So what did you think of Terrifier 2? Let me know in the comments section below. If you liked the video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of a film I did have scheduled for later in the week, but I've pushed it out. If you haven't seen my recent shorts video, then you'll know what it is. It'll be Return of the Living Dead Part 2. So, thanks for watching, and if you like this, consider checking out my reviews of these other films. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Damien Leone's All Hallows Eve. The upper right-hand corner is my re-review of Friday the 13th Part 2 from 1981. Or, if you would like something more frightening and what have you, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of The Witch from 2015, and the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.